Good morning. It's Saturday, and so I'm taking you on another one of our Saturday field trips around our farm. This is one of the storage buildings here on the farm. The previous owner called it the boat house, and I guess he stored a boat in here, but you can see we aren't storing any boats in here. We do have hay back there at the back, and this is also where I store my lawnmower and some of our tools and things that we use around the farm here. And I wanted to have the field trip here in the boathouse, here in this storage room, because of this lawnmower. It's a sad tale, actually, I have to tell you. I was using the mower just this week, riding the mower, cutting the grass. Everything was going fine, and all of a sudden there was this horrible metallic sound, a great big thud, and the engine just completely stopped. I popped open the hood, looked underneath, and I immediately saw what had happened. The oil filter on the mower, the vibrations of the mower had caused the oil filter to shake loose, just loose enough to let the oil leak out. And the oil was just leaking out onto the ground, but I couldn't see it because it was just leaking out onto the grass. And so I drove the mower until the mower ran completely out of oil. And when it ran completely out of oil, the motor seized. And I have a call in to a repair shop, but my guess is that the best we can do is replace the motor, and that may mean that the best I'm really going to be able to do is to replace the whole mower. It's a sad tale, but maybe we can get some good out of it, because running a motor, whether it's a lawnmower or a car or a boat or whatever, without oil is really very much like trying to run our lives without utilizing the Holy Spirit. I can try to run my life, I can run my life for a while, on my own strength, on my own power, on my own wisdom. But sooner or later, if I run without the Holy Spirit, there's going to be a gigantic cataclysmic thud, and everything may just come to a standstill, and I may find that I have ruined everything. When Paul was writing to the Corinthian church, he wanted them to understand about the gifts that the Holy Spirit gave, but part of what he also wanted them to understand was we have to use those gifts. And so before he explains them about the gifts, he says to them in 1 Corinthians 12:3, "Therefore I want you to understand that no one can speak the words, 'Let Jesus be cursed,' by the Spirit of God, and no one can say, 'Jesus is Lord,' except by the Holy Spirit." Whether it is with my mouth or with my actions, if I am saying Jesus is cursed, it means that I am running out of my own power. I'm not using the Holy Spirit. And so if my heart is not moved to action for someone who is oppressed, or someone who is sick, or someone who is poor, if my heart is not moved to offer a witness of the joy of Jesus Christ to someone who needs to know about that joy, then what I am doing is I am running my life not using the Holy Spirit, and I'm going to end up like my mower here. But likewise, Paul says, no one can even say Jesus is Lord except by the Holy Spirit. But if I allow the Holy Spirit into my life, and if I allow myself to work my life by using the Holy Spirit, and for me, I can tell you that means every single day spending time praying, spending time trying to connect to the Holy Spirit. And it's the days that I don't connect that I make the most mistakes and have the most problems. And it's the days sometimes when I don't feel like I've connected, but I've at least made the attempt, that later in the day I realize the Holy Spirit is with me and I'm operating out of the Spirit, and I'm able to say Jesus is Lord, not just with my lips, but with my actions. And so on this Saturday before Pentecost, before we celebrate the gift of the Holy Spirit, let us all open our lives anew to the gift of the Holy Spirit and commit ourselves to being Holy Spirit people, working, using the oil, if you will, of the Holy Spirit to lubricate our lives, that we might be the people of love and joy and creativity and hope and redemption and reconciliation that the Spirit is calling us to be. God is with us. Amen.